So you want to give it a minimal clean, not too much. That's my advice, you know. Now another item that I have going out is this antique Victorian sewing pincushion desk type apparatus. You know, it's a bird on top. You can clamp it to the sewing desk right here. The bird's mouth also opens where you can clamp stuff to it. And here's the pin cushions. You can put your pins inside. And you can see that, I don't know if you can see or not, but you can see that it is unclean. I did not really clean it too much. Like some people will polish the silver. You can see there's some residue right here. Some people will polish the silver and then sell it off that way. For me, I think part of the charm is having all those little gunks or like little tarnish, a little bit of the antique look. You know, once you polish it, it's kind of like all the little grimes, like you see some powder here and stuff like that, or like these residue. If you start cleaning it up too much, it loses kind of like that antique charm, right? And a lot of people who buy the antiques, they buy it for that reason. And I do know that some people like polishing silver. It's kind of like their pastime. That's not me, okay? I really don't like polishing too much. It takes a lot of time and effort, but it's like for some people, it gives them stress relief to actually polish silver. That is a thing. Some people actually really enjoy polishing silver. Again, that's not me. So if you do, once you polish it, you can't take it back to the original state. So for me, I actually like to sell it as is. If I wanted to buy something that looks polished, very new, which might be the case sometimes, but I will buy something that is new, modern, right? So you want to give it a minimal clean, not too much. That's my advice. You know, you don't want to polish and clean everything that you see. A lot of people buy it just because they look old, look kind of like dirty, a little bit grimy, things like that. Some things that are added due to age, you can't really kind of like fake that, and that's what they kind of look for. And that's why I didn't clean it too much. Maybe a little bit of dusting, not too much cleaning, maybe a little bit of wipe in certain spots, but really I just left it as is, you know, not too much. You can see that it is like it looks like a skeleton key, and then you can clamp it to your desk or wherever you need to. And then again, the little bird has a clamp where you can clamp different things where you might need an extra hand, right? Extra hand to pin your items or whatever it is. Anyways, there you go. This sold for $97 plus shipping. Again, do not clean your old silver or antiques. It's better left up to the buyers to decide whether to clean it or to leave it as is. Now I do have a couple of frames going out. This is the it's the New York City metal picture frame. I'll show it in a photo. The Statue of Liberty is sold for $25 plus shipping. So I have another photo frame going out. It was sold at $19.99 plus shipping. And I'm just going to show you a photo of it. I'm not going to open up the package. The styrofoam is only $19.99 plus shipping, but every little bit helps, right? Now I have a pair of the Deruta pottery cup and mugs going out. A pair of chickens. One is a cup, one is a mug. It's sold for $39.95 plus shipping. Now another frame that's going out is this Matson heart shape with rose picture frame. It's the F1800, and Here's the Matson mark right here, and then we have the picture frame, the model F1800. So F1800 Matson photo frame with 3 hearts, 3 inserts. Now these photo frames really go for a decent amount of money. They sell pretty well. This sold for $48.71 plus shipping. And these type of frames, the Victorian style with the rose, the metal Hollywood Regency type frames actually do sell really well. Now if your frames are not selling, maybe you took bad photos, or maybe you're watching this video a year down the line later when the frames may not be selling. But for now, these photo frames sell really well, especially with hearts and roses, that style. This sold within a week, maybe a week and a half, somewhere around there. But again, it did go pretty quickly. These photo frames right now are doing well, maybe not in the future. You can still see like the silver foil frame. It has a very good reflective qualities, like the shimmer qualities you kind of typically see with like Steuben, kind of like that. It does have some bubble inclusions, but again, it is a nice shape, a nice design. The reflective qualities, because of the light right now, is probably not that good, but if you actually look at it in like a light box, or like you have the sun shine on it, the reflective quality is kind of like that of a Steuben. The Steubens are more clear. This one has more of a shade of like blue, darker tone blue. Maybe I'll do a comparison and you can see, but again, it is a very nice squirrel going out, a Blanco. I kind of feel like I should have just kept it for my personal collection, but someone's gonna be happy with it, right? But I do kind of feel like I should have just kept it, you know, for my own personal collection with the Steuben that I have. Anyway, it's going out. It sold for $97.46 plus shipping. Now, oftentimes the reason why these glasses are so expensive, like Steuben, Blancos, certain type of crystals, is because they put additives to make their glasses shimmer. And oftentimes the additive is actually silver flecks, very tiny particles of silver that they put inside to make it shimmer like this. And yeah, so I wouldn't be surprised, you know, if they put particles of silver inside here. But it does have a very nice shimmer to it. Probably you can't see it because it's the light's directly overhead, and it has to have like you see my fingers right here, my palm of my hand, the light is just reflecting. Is this the world's smallest dictionary? This is a Langenscheidt Lilliput Spanish English dictionary. Very small, very compact. If you can get it for a buck or two, very easy to store. This sold for $15.99 plus shipping. This sold for $15.99 plus shipping. I have the Tiffany & Co. saucer for the Demetasi cup. Espresso porcelain gold trim. And it sold for $13 plus shipping. I have the Akame ga Kill manga series, volume 1 through 5. 9, 7, It sold for $25.95. It sold for $25.59 plus shipping. Then I have the vintage green uranium glass. Then I have the vintage green uranium glass plates, 8 inches wide, a set of 6. They're going out for a set of. Then I have the vintage green uranium glass to cubes, the cubes, 8 inches wide, a set of 6 going out for $36 plus shipping. A set of 6 going for $36 plus shipping. These are in very good condition. Then I have this vintage Johnson Brothers 11 1/4 inch plate, the Harvest Time pattern. And I took an offer on it for $25 plus shipping. Then I have a ceramic piece, the George Good Elephant Christmas. You can see the hat. They sold it. It sold for $19.99 plus shipping. This is the 1988 House of Hatton Enchanted Forest Santa with the deer fawn and bells ornament. It sold for $20 plus shipping. I have the Tokyo Ghoul manga, the English version, volumes 1 through 12 going out. The Sui Ishida. I have the Tokyo Ghoul by Sui Ishida, volumes 1 through 12 going out. It sold for $49.95 plus shipping. I have a vintage 1994 wood solitaire game with 36 large marbles. It sold for $89.99 plus shipping. Next, I have the Imperial Glass Electric Blue Rose Tri-Footed Carnival Glass, vintage in excellent condition. It sold for $40 plus shipping. And I sold this antique vintage candy 1-cent gumball machine. The buyer actually sent an offer for The buyer actually sent an offer for 125. This is a vintage antique. This is a vintage wooden gumball machine. 1 cent candy, 1 cent gumball. It's wooden, antique, vintage. Well, I would say that the buyer had a lot of questions on this. I took an offer on $125 plus shipping, but I was after when I was considering the offer, after I took the offer, the buyer did ask me a lot of questions on the actual machine, and some of the questions I'll answer here. But oftentimes I don't like taking offers when somebody has questions to the machine. So she sent a message and then she sent an offer, and then after I accepted it, there were other questions about the item. That makes me kind of question whether they really want it, or sometimes they might have sometimes they may decide not to buy it because some item is different than what they thought, and that's why I don't like taking offers until the questions are answered first. But as I accepted the offer, more questions came about the item. So here's some of the answers that I had to answer. They did ask approximate age. I told them that I don't know the age, but then gumball, the 1 cent gumballs were still from the limited research that I was able to do. The 1 cent gumball was still in use till the 1950s. So it was popular in the 1 cent gumball was popular in the early 1900s, but until the 1950s, they did still have the 1 cent gumballs, the 1 cent gumball machines. So, but if you look right here, what I told them was that they do have the Phillips screw head in here. That was invented on 1933, so it has to be after, but it could have been repurposed, right? There's a lot of people who repurposed the item, and not everything is probably original. It might have been repurposed. Like this right here might have been different. And if you take a look inside, there's a dowel inside there, which is new. By the color, the age of the wood, it's not old. Okay, so most likely these might have been repurposed, or repurposed, refurbished, or what do you call that? Restored, kind of thing. So that's what I kind of told her. Now, obviously, it's difficult to know, especially when they restore stuff and stuff like that. But again, I don't, from the seller's point of view, if you ever do something like this, because when I was considering her offer, there was another buyer that actually sent a slightly lower offer for 110, but it was in a different country, Singapore. And then all this has to do is go to the eBay International hub, and that's it. Even if the she said it was for her friend, a birthday gift for her friend. Now these actually, I've seen them from $130, $140 to $30 in actual sales. When I see it, these gumball machines, I've seen so there's a huge price range between these items. Typically, if there was another one available right now, it might have been going for a lower dollar, but it might have went for a lower dollar. However, I think mine's is the only one currently available, and the reason why it fluctuates so much is because a lot of people just want to get rid of it really quickly, and they don't know kind of the price you can actually really get for the item. Now again, this was the only one that was currently being offered on eBay at the time, so that's why I was able to get the price. And oftentimes people will kind of like put in a there is a huge price range difference on this one. I go on WorthPoint to check out the prices. There's ones that's been sold for like over $140 to like $30. So the price range is actually really huge. And this is typically the case when people don't know what things are worth. They will actually just put a lower price on them, and then hopefully they will probably sell much quicker. But they will probably sell much quicker. So here is an example of an item that I priced high, because if you go to WorthPoint or like do any kind of Tarot Peak, things like that, and do like a how much others in similar item has sold for, how much other similar items have sold for. This one actually ranges in price from $140 to like $30. So typically people that don't know that it's a higher dollar value will typically sell it at a lower price, like $30, because they don't know any better. They think it's like a regular, like a wooden type of a gumball machine. I mean, they're all gumball machines, but there's subtle differences between like the higher value ones and the lower value ones. And oftentimes it has to do with just aesthetics or like the time period, things like that. Now, again, when the buyer actually started asking me the questions, I was kind of like on the fence a little bit, because typically I like to answer their questions before I accept an offer, because I never know if they're going to, kind of like in the back of their mind, they're kind of like unsure whether they should buy it or not, and then change their mind after I ship it, right? There's like those remorse buyers that don't want to or want to return it, or they want to return it after being shipped. And that's why I typically like to answer the questions first before I accept their offer. Now, when she sent an offer, like while I was contemplating, while I was trying to get their reply back, another buyer did actually message me, or not message me. They sent an offer for slightly under $110, but this was an international sale. If I was going to accept it, it was going to go to Singapore, and which isn't that bad, because eBay has that guarantee where if I were to accept it and it was shipped safely to their eBay international hub, and that's it. The international buyer cannot return it, cannot do anything like that. I mean, they can return it, but eBay will accept the return as long as everything's kosher on my end, being described correctly, things like that. So I was contemplating whether I should accept the offer from the international sale, which kind of is not too bad. I mean, it makes it much more better for me. There is not going to be like the remorse return. Even if there is a remorse return, eBay will handle that, and I'm just going to get paid either way. So I was contemplating that. It was a slightly lower offer, but I did get the message back saying like, oh, just send it, so I believe this is a gift for her friend, somebody who loves gumballs, the old-time gumball machines. And we'll see what happens, because I did get a lot of different questions, like for instance, like she asked the time period, and like I can't give a time period. Like, I mean, the 1 cent gumball machines were popular from like the early 1900s, but this, if you see right here, there's a Phillips screw, and the Phillips screw was invented in like 1933, so it has to be between those period. And also the 1 cent gumball machines were still available to like the 1950s. So you have a time frame or time range, um, and then like I told her that if you look inside, there's a dowel in there that's probably newer. I don't see the age. Typically, when you see age with older type of wood, it's kind of like darker, but it's probably been repurposed, replaced. Um, what do you call that? I forgot the word. Restored kind of thing. And I think that's also with this piece right here. Um, Probably a rivet. It looks like a rivet, maybe a zinc or aluminum rivet. It has a brass, not a brass, but it looks like a copper O-ring, and then it's been riveted in. Again, that's what I told her in the message, and then she said, "I'll go ahead and ship it. It's gonna be for her friend for her birthday." Anyway, if anybody knows anything more about these type of gumball machines, leave it in the comments below. I would really like to know like what time period, if you guys know. But most of the times I think that the wood kind of thing is probably repurposed from the like early 1900s. Kind of like I can see like there's a replacement kind of like nail, but you can see like some of them are really old. Right here, the nails that's going in. You probably can't see it, but anyway, if anybody knows, let me know in the comments below. What do you think? Anyway, I do believe that I got the higher end dollar amount for it, but you have to remember that again, the price ranges on these range from, I've seen it from 140 plus to like $30. Also, at the time, this was the only one available in this similar kind of gumball machine. This similar type of gumball machine, this was the only one available at the time. So again, whether it's because I sent an offer out or because I don't know, the eBay algorithm, I did get another bid or another offer for $110 if I were to decline this offer for $125. So if you guys want, so this is like the typical case of like how some of the other resellers always say like, yeah, if you don't know the price of the item, you're just gonna lose out on the profit, right? You're basically, if you have a $2,000 gold bar, you know, the 1 troy ounce $2,000 gold bar, and you list it up for $30, of course you're gonna get that fast sale where somebody's gonna, as long as they think it's genuine and it's authentic, you're gonna get that fast sale, instant sale. You know, somebody's gonna buy it for $30. But if it's really a genuine piece, and if it's you list it for a higher dollar amount, you're most likely gonna get it, but you're gonna have to wait a while. And that's typically the case. Now this one I actually didn't. Now this particular gumball machine, it took about less than a month to sell. So it does have probably a good sell-through rate. Again, whether you can get the high dollar or not depends on how much you list it for and depending on what type of store you have. So I'm just letting you know. Yeah, this is one of those objects where you might be able to get a higher dollar, so list it high and then take an offer. With this gumball machine, there was as soon as I listed it, there was an instant type of like what is it? Instant type. As soon as I listed this gumball machine, there was like almost like an instant type of interest in it. Like about maybe a day or two after I listed it, somebody already asked me, messaged me asking questions about the gumball machines. About this, somebody already asked me questions on this gumball machines, as does it work? Does it you know, things like that, which I had to kind of answer, and then it kind of cooled off a little bit, died down, and then maybe 3 weeks later, I'm getting this offer for $125. Maybe about 3 weeks later, somewhere around then, maybe about 3 weeks later, I'm getting an offer for $125. So, um, use that information as you will of what happened, because first I just listed it, and then I didn't really think to this is like a primitive gumball machine. It's not gonna like work, or like, I don't think like I have to test it. But somebody asked me like, as soon as I listed it, like, hey, does this work? So I had to go and buy some gumball machine, not so I had to go and buy some gumballs, and then kind of like test it, see if it works. And then I found out that it only works with the smaller gumballs. It doesn't work with the larger gumballs. And you can see it in the video. I have like a video on it. Like somebody asked me like about 3 weeks ago, so sometime around then, and I have a video on this particular item that I posted about. The buyer asked me about the question. Then it died down, and now after that, about 3 weeks later, I got an offer for $125 plus shipping. So there is actually a sales history on this item of them being. So there is actually a sale. So there is an actual sales history of this item being sold for like $140, around there, a couple of them, and that's why I decided to list it that high rather than listing it at $30. When you have little areas like these ears, one of the best items to use is these paper bags. You can also use like tissue paper, but paper bags work just as well. just going to take this 12 by 12, and then I'm just going to cut it to 4 here. It'll be like a 4 4 4 4, and then it'll be like a 16, but I'm gonna reduce it to maybe a 15 so I don't get the oversize. So it'll be like a 4.5 4.5, and then I'm gonna cut it that way. So this is going to take way too long and it's not going to work. So, actually, let me try this one. You see there's a little bit of movement in the glass. I just want to prevent it from moving. Like you see right here, it's like a perfect, almost a fit, but this is 6 inches right here, but it has to be like a inch taller. There's a good, because of the glass, if it wasn't glass, if it was like a cardboard box or something, this would be fine right here. I would just go like this, see how it's flat. And even this, doing it this way, it might go okay, it might be fine, but because of the glass, that's the only reason why I'm gonna, you have to increase the size a little bit to like the 8 inches. So this is like a 16 by 8 by 6, and if this was an 8, then it would be fine again, but because of the glass, instead of that box, I'm going to use this 8 by 8 to give it the outer perimeter. So I'm going to slightly above.